What is up? And I am Randy, and welcome to a Blue Eyes GUARDRAGON profile. Now, these Chaos engines, especially with Thunder Dragons going around, but Blue Eyes definitely was help out with GUARDRAGONs when Savage Strike came out. But enough talking, let's just get right into the profile. Let's just do a little zoom in here too, so we can make sure we can see the card. There we go. So, of course, because it is a Blue Eyes deck, we are rocking, of course, your 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. I mean, this is mostly a card go into, like, to help your, let's say, level 8 Exceed plays, to trade in, to draw, say, help fuel your draw power for your deck. And it's very key essential, especially with Saryuja, where you can literally search this off your white stone, and so literally you can just ditch back your Blue Eyes. So basically you can see recycle these in your hand as well. So basically it gives you cards to send back in your hand, let's say off Saryuja's effect. So 3 of those a must because it's Blue Eyes. I cut down to 2 Blue Eyes alternatives because Blue Eyes alternative, it's just a really good card to extend your plays. Say get another level 8 on board to basically go into your rank exceeds or go into your synchro plays, which is really nice. And plus, I say a worst scenario, if you do go second, you can just pop a card with this effect real quick and then continue on your plays. So he's a free, say, removal, pretty much. Now for your stones. 2 white stones, 2 ancients. Now, I like this because, well, obviously Legends is the one that recurs your Blue Eyes constantly to your hand, say from your deck. Then Ancients is really good because, let's say you draw a crappy hand with, let's say, one of your, like, say, Orph Mage pieces in it or something else. Basically, so you can send this instead of that combo piece. So basically, let's say you have a Blue Eyes alternative in Graveyard, and it hasn't been summoned correctly that turn, you can literally just banish this, add it to your hand, and special summon it. So it's basically a way of recycling some of the Blue Eyes cards in your graveyard if they somehow end up there. So it's definitely a good recursion. And plus, they're just level 1 monsters as well, which also is great for the deck. And then, so for your last level ones is, say, World Chalice GUARDRAGON. This card is really cool with the deck because you can just special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon right from your, say, graveyard if you banish this. So it's a good way to keep your plays going and get more bodies on board to go for your bigger plays, for your Exceeds especially. For your Chaos engine, of course, 1 Legionnaire, because Legionnaire is just so really good. And then I like one of the original Chaos Emperor Dragons because, yes, you're mostly just going to use him for the summon to exceed up into a rank 8, but there's been scenarios where it's a last-ditch scenario where you literally just blow everything up and try to burn for time. Like he's still great to burn for time, so he's in there for that reason. And Legionnaire is just a great card to either yank a card out of your opponent's hand, blow up, let's say, a bunch of cards on your opponent's field, or just get that additional special summon you need from your graveyard to go into an Exceed play, or get one of your tuners back to Exceed up. Now, of course, Orph Mage package, you basically just send these 2 off in your Dark Matter to basically get your extra deck locked down so your opponent cannot touch their extra deck, which cripples them, especially with all the other stuff they'll have to deal with. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Now, this is a really important card in this deck, so here's hoping the ban list does not hit this card, because I know the OCG did ban this card recently. So, I mean, there's probably, let's say, people will probably find a way to substitute the, say Red Eyes Darkness Metal, but it will still, it's a shame if this card will go. I mean, this deck is not really super degenerate, but say Red Eyes Darkness Metal being hit would definitely hurt this deck, and it's kind of cool having a really good Blue Eyes deck. For your, say your Dragon Shrine targets, 1 Supreme King to get a special summon. And then Background Dragon's really cool because if you're not open with your Stone and, let's say, World Legacy GUARDRAGON combo, he's a good way to turbo out into Summon Source as quickly as possible. Because if he's sent to the graveyard often, let's say Foolish or Dragon Shrine, and there's no cards on your side of the field, you can special summon him and a level 4 or lower dragon from your hand in defense mode. But he gets banished after he leaves the field, but it's basically a 2-for-1. Basically, you send him, you get 2 cards, special summon, which is really good to open up with a Dragon Shrine or a Foolish, which is really cool. And then to round out the deck, we have 2 Black Dragon, 2 White Dragon. These are just to extend your Link plays even farther. Say, eventually push to your Saryuja if you need to, if you don't have the materials. And I say they come in really good. I mean, some people rock, like, let's say 3 darks, 2 lights, but I wanted to keep it balanced a little bit because I do sometimes when I use Legionnaire, I'm missing that extra light. So I did not want to cut this down to just 1, just to keep the lights good up in this deck. For your spells now, of course, standard Blue Eye stuff. 3 melody. Okay, there's nothing crazy about this. This is your searcher. It searches your blue eyes. It searches your chaos dragons. It's good. Like, it's just insane. Of course, revival spells are nuts. Say 3 returns. Say revivals a 7 or 8 dragon, and also protects dragons. Also, if you just banish this from the graveyard, so it's another like way to protect your cards on the board. Like, it's crazy. Next, going to your draw power, of course. 3 trading. Okay, this is just a good way to fix your dead hands, especially if you open up with too many blue eyes. Like, there's some hands where this card comes in really good. I don't rock Card of Consonance because I don't really want to get rid of my white stones, and plus I don't use the Sage tactic where you summon Sage, search off in Sage, because it's just, I don't know, I think Sage is a little too weird to run with this deck because it really doesn't work really well with how this deck works with styles. So no Card of Consonance for the draw power. Of course, one of your main combo pieces. I mean, there's ways around to get your full board still, but this is your main push for the board. Like, if you see this in a level 1, it's board. It's insane. So this card is great. It brings back a level 4, a lower dragon from the graveyard, and then you can just move, say, a monster in your main monster around. Basically, just move it around. Basically, free up a space. So very crucial to how the combos work in this deck. 2, Succession, because more extenders are possible. It is a once per turn. That's why I did rock it at 2, because I want to see as many extenders as possible to keep building the board as much as possible, to get as much possible advantage as possible, and to make the board as many negates as it can possibly make too. Then, of course, for your one-off extenders, 1 Monster Reborn, because it's Monster Reborn, why not? Then a Silver's Cry, because Silver's Cry is really good. It comes in to bring out more, just extend into your more Exceed plays. Just keep climbing up. Now, of course, we have the graveyard package stuff. We have your 2 Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish. Not 3, because I think 3 is just too much. 3 is just too much, because you see it just too much, because all you really need to do is resolve it once per duel, really. Then Foolish Burial is just that extra, you see it. And plus, Dragon Shrine is a once per turn too, so seeing multiple copies in the hands is not good at all. And one for one, this card is just really good. When you draw, it really helps you extend into your Summon Source turbo play that you can do, or just to get, let's say you open this and your World Legacy Guard Dragon and you don't have a stone. It's just an instant way into a full combo. Now for your extra deck, the extra deck is pretty solid. I mean, there is room, but there is some room to grow. First, for your one and only fusion, King Dragoon. He is just here if you cannot get your full combo going. So instead of doing Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, you can just go him and get the extra normal summon, well, special summon. And also, he does protect all your dragons, so he has kind of an Azura Eyes ability as well. But he has 2400, so it's kind of iffy. That's the reason why it's kind of iffy with him. Of course, your Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, this is the card you will mostly be going into off of your Argopane, because it's a negate. It's a negate, and by chance, if he does do damage and does battle, let's say by chance you have a tuner in graveyard, you can just special summon that. It's just a way to reoccur your tuners as well. And of course, your Blue Eyes Spirit and your Azura Eyes, nothing really to say about that. I say it's a Blue Eyes combo that's been let's say, tried and true since ever. Next, you're going to Exceeds. Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. I chose this Galaxy Eyes over, let's say other ones, because it's good, especially if you're going first. Well, not going first. If you're going second, you can Exceed up to him, and then you can just do all your shenanigans and stuff like that. And it's just another negate. Like, if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can just say no. And then once you do all your damage, if by some chance they are still alive, you can rank up into your Dark Matter, and then do your Archmage lock from there. So it's just a way to keep it on board to get that extra negate, and then once he's pretty much done, you can just go into your Dark Matter and just, say, dump your stuff to the graveyard and get things going. And then, of course, Titanic Galaxy, because it's Titanic Galaxy. It's just a great card to have. I mean, it's a free spell negate. Then your links, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Reaper to go, Pitsy, LP, and Argopane. This is your Guard Dragon package. I mean, you really just need one of each. I mean, that's pretty much all you need. It's insane. This brings back cards from the graveyard to banish. This special summons from the deck or the hand, and this brings one right from the extra deck, like Abyss or Dragoon. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's nuts. 1 Summon Sorceress, because Summon Sorceress is broken. I mean, it's crazy. One triple burst, that is your way into your Arcapane, and then even though it is a Boral load, you need Saryuja. I mean, you don't need Saryuja, but Saryuja is super helpful. I'm currently rocking a Boral load because I'm waiting for my Saryuja to come in. So, say Boral load is currently in the sub for it, but Boral load is really great because you can take a monster, and it's just Boral load Dragon. But Saryuja is so much better for the deck because you can draw the 4 off in it, send the 3 back, especially the Blue Eyes, and then you can have an additional special summon, and it also gives all your cards a boost as well. I think it's 300, yes. So that has been my Blue Eyes Guard Dragon deck. This deck is super nasty. If it goes off, it does go off. Like, if your opponent has no way to disrupt it, it definitely is pretty much makes almost an unbreakable board. I mean, this deck does have its weaknesses. I mean, there was one case where I was playing with somebody at locals, and I'm just getting off, all of a sudden they droll lock me, and I'm like, well, you know, GG, good game. It was fun. So this definitely has hand trap struggles. I mean, it can push through like generic hand traps like Ash and stuff like that. But if you do get Droll is like the rip for this deck. Like if you get Drolled, it's pretty much done because you can't do no more searching. You're done. I mean, whatever you have in your hand, that's it. Good luck. So this is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys had an awesome day wherever and whenever you're watching this. And until my next video, bye bye.